WWE's AAA Worlds Collide concluded last week, and I think it was a very on and off sort of show. And I'm going to give you my opinions and a little breakdown of each match and sort of moment of the show and whether I think it's worth checking out or not. Firstly, it started off with Penta appearing, in which he gave a speech to the crowd. Due to his history in AAA, I think this was very nice to see. He seemed very passionate about it, and the crowd seemed to love it. So I think that was a very good way to start off the show. Get a very over talent from WWE, making the WWE viewers move over just to see him. And then you, obviously, with his history in AAA, you get to see him address the crowd, which I thought was very nice. The first match was the Lucha Showcase, in which the winners were La Parka, Octagon Jr., Laredo Kid, and Mascarita Sagrada, which I believe I predicted incorrectly. But this match is a bit of an odd one because it was a very fun opener. However, I do feel like it went on a bit too long and overstayed its welcome on the card. I think it could have been a higher rated match if they shaved, 3 or 4 minutes off the match, just because I think it went on a little bit too long. However, a decent opener. There was then a segment backstage in which Rey Mysterio is doing an interview. He's interrupted by Dom, and then Dom's sort of goes he's going to win against Vikingo, and then Rey says if Dom wins, he'll put the title around his waist and leaves. And this is also, again, adds to Judgment Day tension, because Finn Balor then comes out and goes, oh yeah, Dom, if you want to prove to the world what kind of champion you are, you need to win this on your own, which he then does not go and do. And we've recently seen on Raw as well, the turmoil is going further. So I am enjoying the Judgment Day turmoil at the moment, but that was a nice little backstage segment. The next match was the #1 contenders match between Natalya and Fabi Apache. And again, I got this prediction wrong. I said Fabi Apache was going to win, but Natalya caught the roll-up and got the victory. I think this, I love the new Natalya character. I think this was better than the match prior. And yeah, I'm sort of glad to see her down in AAA handling this character. It would be fun to see her playing this character in WWE, but who knows? Down in AAA, I think I'm hoping she wins some gold, because they aren't doing much in WWE with her right now. Pretty much as well, the New Day then had a backstage segment saying the New Day can't compete because Xavier has had to have surgery in his head. And then pretty much they have a segment where Grayson Waller then places Xavier Woods, and he was practically the third member of the New Day for the night, and they'll become 15-time champions. I thought it was a very odd last-minute change to the match. But yeah, the end of this match was Psycho Clown and Pagano still winning, which I did predict, I believe. And I've got to be honest with you, I think a lot of my excitement for this match sort of disappeared once they took Xavier out of the match. The New Day is so good together, and don't get me wrong, Grayson Waller is phenomenal, but I think it immediately gave away the fact they weren't going to win, because there was no way that Xavier Woods was not going to win that title with Kofi if they were going to win them. I just don't think they were going to put the tag titles on Waller, and yeah, it is what it is though. I did like the ending of the match where they're doing an in-ring interview with Psycho Clown and Pagano, and the Wyatt Six arrive and beat them down, which I thought was very interesting to see. Pretty cool to see from the Wyatt Six. Then next is the mixed tag match between Iguana and Lola Vice, Balor and Roxanne. This was very much a sports entertainment sort of match, which, don't get me wrong, still pretty good. I am a little bit annoyed about the finish, but that's probably because my favourite male wrestler is Finn Balor, and my favourite female wrestler is Roxanne Perez. The finish saw Lola Vice win, which I did not predict correctly. Lola Vice pinned Roxanne, and I do think it hurts Roxanne the least to be pinned here. I think if you kept the pin Balor train going, especially when he's about to probably have a good rivalry with Dominic Mysterio, there was another showdown between Leyeska and Demonito, which I thought was good. It was a very silly but also enjoyable match again, which there was nothing wrong with really at all. Very solid match. Next is the AAA Latin American Championship Fatal 4-Way match with Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Dragon Lee versus Ethan Page versus JD McDonough. Dr. Wagner Jr. retained in this match, but this is the best match on the whole card. Phenomenal. Very fun matchup. All 4 men did amazingly. I did think it was quite obvious that they wouldn't change the title, even though I did hope they would chuck it on Dragon Lee, which I did get incorrect. But, still, best match of the night. Very good. Each of them showed out and showed off their talent that doesn't always get vitalized in the WWE company, Finally was the main event, the AAA Mega Championship, El Hijo de Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio. The end of this match saw El Grande Americano sort of help Dom, who then pinned and eventually got the AAA Mega Championship and became double champion Dom. This, I really think, is awesome. I wanted Dom to win this, very much so, because I think he did deserve it. Sadly, wasn't necessarily the best of the matches throughout. I'm not a big fan of this El Grande Americano stuff. I know it is to drive a rift in the Judgment Day and add to their storyline, but I don't like the fact that, it's the same old. He comes out, gives a steel plate to put in a lucha mask, bang, 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 done. Then again, though, after the match, still very solid. Rey Mysterio comes out and reluctantly puts the belt on Dom, and then the Judgment Day all come and celebrate with him, which I thought was nice. I enjoyed the show overall, but I don't think it was as good as the first Worlds Collide event this year. It didn't have the magic of, I guess, the first Worlds Collide event with AAA and WWE. The card looked solid on paper, but I don't necessarily think it was that powerful as it was presented to be. But I think it was still a very solid event, and if you want to check out some of the better matches of the card, I think you should. But I don't know about watching the whole show back as a whole. There was certainly some standouts and certainly some more disappointing ones, but can't have perfect wrestling shows every single time, and I do love the AAA and WWE dynamic. It's like the Ring of Honor to WWE. Really like it. Tell me what you guys thought of Worlds Collide, and I'll see you guys for my WrestlePalooza predictions and WrestlePalooza review. Alright, bye-bye.